Well, it's day 3 on the Foothills Trail, and we're about to get started. We're about at mile 25, so we're almost a third of the way through. And we've got a nice little sunrise here, but that's not going to last. Apparently, about 4 o'clock, it's just going to rain throughout the night. So let's get it done. Let's get as fast as we can go, and I will recap everything tonight. Let's go. This is the end of day 3, and I'm in my tent. Why am I in my tent? Because it is a downpour. We just barely made it to the campsite here. I think it's Bear Gap or something like that. We made it here in the nick of time. It was already raining a little bit, but we were able to get our tents up and just kind of get in our tents for the night. We started at a campsite a little past East Fork. We had to stop after East Fork. We were going to go further, but the rain came in, and so we got up our tents on a ridge where we could see the lake down below. After the rain came through for about 2 hours, it was a beautiful sunset on my right. And then the next morning, wow, what a beautiful sunrise. I think you will see it on this video. But that's how we started our day, with a little coffee and breakfast. And we got out of our tents. It was a little cool this morning, maybe 47, 48, but not cool enough to keep us from getting going quickly. And we started hiking. The guide map I don't have, but I have the picture map. I believe we did about 20 or 21 miles today. I may be wrong, but we went well beyond where we were supposed to go. We were supposed to stop at Coulee campsite today, but we got there at 1. You got to keep hiking. I just didn't want to sit at a campsite till dark, so we kept going. After the campsite that we did stay at, which was kind of a stealth campsite on the ridge, then we made it up to another campsite, Round Mountain. And it's about 0.2 off the trail. Looked like a great campsite when we passed it, but that took us about another 25 minutes to get there from our campsite. So that's where we started, maybe a mile after East Fork, and then got up to Round Mountain, which was a neat place. After we got past Round Mountain, then you have a lot of switchbacks, and you see the view as you go across the ridge, but then you switch back down. If you were coming the other way from Table Rock, man, that would be a climb. But I think we're about to see all the climbs at the end of our hike tomorrow and the next day. It's going to be spectacular, going up to Sassafras Mountain and then getting up to Pinnacle and the Table Rock view, and then we'll head down to the car. But that's yet to come. As we went down the mountain, it's such a beautiful sight. You can see these lakes down below and see well off into the distance. There's even some places where the trail maintainers have set up some benches so that you can really sit and just take in the view. That was spectacular, and I was really excited that we were able to just take pictures and see it. I'll show you some of that now. It's just absolutely amazing. Once we got down to where the lake is, you go across a ridge, and then there's this little burn area as you go down to lower near the lake. The next place we got to, which is, I've really got to show you some of the video that I took of that, which was the Whitewater Falls. Man, that is a spectacular waterfall to see. There's just multiple layers and it's so massive. I took some video and I'll show you that now. Once we got to Whitewater Falls, we had a food cache there. Taz, who was our shuttle driver, gave us the option to put food in a ammunition container that's waterproof, and we had one each. We were able to stuff some food for the last part of our hike. When we got there, thank goodness, everything was there just as we planned, and we got our food for the next 3 days. It was absolutely great to not have to carry that. So we decided to go, as Taz told us, to go in the parking lot and take this access up to the view of the upper part of Whitewater Falls, because you can't see it really from the trail. And then we got up there and saw the view from a vantage point and a viewing area. Then we went down and connected back to the foothills trails at the bottom. And then you get to see Lower Falls. And Lower Whitewater Falls is absolutely amazing. There's this beautiful bridge that goes over it. You can really kind of look up in a distance and see the upper falls. So then we traversed through the lower falls into this canopy area that looks like something of a jungle. All the rhododendrons just hanging around. You feel like you're in some sort of jungle area as you're going through it. And then you enter a corridor. It's called the Whitewater Corridor. Man, there's some great camping sites there, but there are signs everywhere that says you can't camp in the Whitewater Corridor. I guess to maintain the environment there. I'm sorry if it's noisy, but when we got to our campsite, it was absolutely downpour, so that's what you hear is the rain. I'm in my tent. I'm really basically trying to set up for the night because we're gonna be here a while. When you got down to the bottom there, the lower falls, you kind of have some puds just up and down around the water. You stay kind of at the base of it before you climb out of that valley. Once you get to a place with the base of it where it's like a little spur trail to Hilliard Falls, or you go back to the right over a bridge to Bad Creek area. I think there's some parking there because we saw some people coming from there just to see the falls. Then you kind of start moseying your way around, snaking around till you have to head up the mountain. So after Bad Creek, you really kind of move around the base and then you start heading up. And that was a significant climb for me. It was okay, but it was tough to climb up that mountain. After we kind of climbed up a bit, there's something that looks to me like some old Forest Service road that they've turned into a trail. You may have seen them before on different trails where it looks like at some point in time it was an old access road, but now it's just a really wide trail. And we did see trail maintainers at the bottom in a four-wheeler type vehicle that were coming in with chainsaws and maintaining the trail. Still, again, today, Tuesday, absolutely phenomenal work on the trail maintainers. My hat's off to them. They are fantastic. This place is absolutely maintained to perfection. Lots of bridges everywhere. In fact, I'll show you some of the bridges. They are spectacular. Then you make a climb up that Forest Service road or access road. You really climb up it, and that was significant. I think gradually, as we've been day after day, Sunday, Monday, and now Tuesday, you kind of get your legs under you, and you're kind of anticipating that Sassafras Mountain, Pinnacle Mountain, and the Table Rock area. Eventually, we get down to the massive river and this extension bridge and cable bridge that goes across the river. It was phenomenal to see. I've never seen one that big and that long, but we go across it, and I'll stop and show you that awesome bridge that goes across the river. And then headed straight up for a long time. Once we finally climbed up out of there, which seemed to me like it just took forever to get out of there, just step after step after step, you get up to the ridge, you finally level out for a bit, but then you climb again. So once you get past that extension bridge and how long it is, then you really got to climb for a long way. There are big views after that climb. Off to your right, there's just beautiful views of the mountains that you're probably about to see, and probably we climbed at the end of the day. I wasn't sure what I was seeing, but because we were snaking our way around that access road. We made it to lunch at Coley Campsite, and that was where we were supposed to stay tonight. But we decided it was 1 o'clock. The rain was coming in. We thought we had a little bit of a window until 4, and it just worked out almost perfect that we could hike another 7 miles. So we went past Coley to get to the second Bear Gap, which we are now. And that was a haul, 7 miles from Coley to get here, and that's 7 miles beyond what we thought we would do today. So ended up probably with a 20-mile day, but those are miles off our last day that we won't have to do. Once we got past Coley Campsite, we had lunch there. Then we saw some feral pigs down in the valley below. First I thought they were bears. We even started calling them, and then the pigs made a grunting noise, and it kind of scared me. I thought it was a bear for first, but then they ran away. And then we headed down for a little bit, and then wound our way back up eventually. We had one more huge climb at the end of the day, and that was to get up to the top. Then we headed down for about 7/10 of a mile, stopped and saw some bridges. We even got water so we'd fill up before we got here, so we wouldn't have to fill up with water in the rain. But it was a spectacular day. Beautiful trail, wonderful views. But by the end of the day, we're here. I'm really tired, and I think I'll go to bed. But I appreciate y'all joining me. We are at Bear Gap. That's what it is. I'm looking at my map now. We passed Bear Camp Creek campsite. We passed the horse pasture boat access, and now we're at Bear Gap. Which, oh, and by the way, we also passed the halfway mark. They have these wonderful signs that have lacquer on them, and they're made out of wood, and they've been burned in. These wonderful signs that said the halfway point. So we're past that, well past that. I don't really know exactly how many miles we have left, maybe 34, 33. Tuesday has been a great day. I'll continue this tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday, and we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll go even further tomorrow than we're supposed to and get out of here as quick as we can. But I want to enjoy it all along the way. Thank you guys for watching As the Crow Flies Hiking. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please like the video if you like it. And comment below. Tell me about any experience you've had on the Foothills Trail if you've hiked it, because I'd like to know what it is. Again, we're going from Oconee to Table Rock. So a lot of people may go the other way. We had heard that this was a good option for us to just get our trail legs as we go. 78 miles. It's been an excellent adventure.